want to start this off by saying that this is my third time attempting to film this video. Hopefully third time is the charm. I think it's the saying. I have a bunch of like new makeup that I've never really talked about before. Here's kind of like a sneak peek. I'm gonna start with the Glow Recipe Niacinamide Dewdrops. I love these. I honestly think this is my favorite product for primer. It's pink, it's glowy, maybe tacky. I've grown to really like it, hence why I have the jumbo size version of this. I feel like this year I definitely went through a lot of hiccups with my skin just from stress alone, and that's one of the questions that you guys actually asked me, was how I manage my stress, how I keep a good sleep schedule, and how I just like keep myself in a good mood and take care of myself. Me realizing I needed to put myself first and like give myself space to kind of manage my stress is one day I was sitting with an esthetician. I was about to get a facial, and I just felt like I had a lot of built up stress in my body in general, and I just told her like I just want to alleviate that. She went to go release all the tension in my jaw, and she literally couldn't because I had so much built up stress and inflammation. And so I started with just taking magnesium and melatonin for sleep, and then in the morning I'll take like de-stress supplements and also like aloe juice, and I really pay attention to taking as best care of myself as I possibly can. And use the Hourglass Veil Concealer a little bit. It goes a long way. This is in the shade Oat. This is a newer shade. I've only used this concealer once. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna start with this because I'm telling you, a little bit goes such a long way. I'm gonna go in with the Haus Labs concealer brush. I have tried this like 3 times. I feel like it's the perfect density, and it also has like a very flawless blend to it, where sometimes with certain brushes I realize just through trial and error is you can see like where one part of your makeup starts and where it finishes, and I hate that. Like, I am definitely the type of person where I want it to look flawless. I don't really want to look like I'm wearing makeup, even though I enjoy doing all the steps and using all the different brushes. The end result, I still want it to look like my face. You guys definitely asked a lot of like security questions, in particular like how to feel more secure with yourself and more confident with yourself. This might sound really extreme and dramatic, but it works for me. Like, I never want to put something on my body, in my body, take part in something, like be around something that isn't the best for me, that I have control over. I deserve the best for myself. I think a lot of the times we can be programmed to thinking that putting yourself first and loving yourself the most, I guess, is like negative, and it's a selfish character trait. I thought that for majority of my life, but that's not true. I don't think there's anything selfish about that, and if it is selfish, then I guess it is, and that's fine. Now I'm gonna go in with these 2 Westman Atelier products. This is a contour in the shade Truffle. It's like a little more of a deeper color, which I like, just to really like carve the cheekbones a little bit. I also have the shade Biscuit, which is good for like everyday no makeup. That's usually the vibe that I'm on. And then this is a highlighter in the shade Brulee, and it's like a bronzy highlight, so I'm gonna kind of use these together. I'm gonna go in directly on this Haus Labs foundation brush, which I'm gonna use this specifically for my cream products today, diffuse everything. I'm going with a little bit of this just because it's more glowy. There really isn't a lot of coverage on this product. It's just like a bronzy glow, which makes it more natural. I was asked a couple questions about blush. One, what is my favorite blush? And then also what constitutes a good blush? I feel like this kind of goes hand in hand. My all-time favorite blush formula, if there wasn't a price tag attached to it, is the Westman Atelier blushes. This is the newest Westman blush that I have. This is the shade Minnette or Minnette. I hope I didn't butcher that. I don't like a fully matte blush, and I don't like a blush that's too serumy. Literally, these glow drops alone have my skin like locking in with the moisture. When you're adding too many glowy things on top of each other, especially for me, like I live in a very humid climate. Like if you lived in a very dry climate, it's cold all the time, I can understand. 90% of the time we are in summer weather. I do not want to look like I'm sweating. I just want to look glowy in the areas that I want to look glowy, and I want it to be natural. To set my makeup, this is my favorite powder. I would say music-wise, maybe something you guys wouldn't expect is like, recently my favorite album that I've been really tapping into is Kid Leroy's new album. I forgot what it's called, like the name of the album, but I know that I always have it on repeat. Like I definitely listen to at least a few songs from that album every day. So look how ginormous this bronzer brush is. I would say something that maybe not most people would suspect is that I play Dragon Veil still. It's something me and my sister definitely bond over. We used to play it when we were really, really little. I think it's something maybe you guys wouldn't suspect. It's a good game. I told you guys before that this is one of my most loved lip products, and they just came out with the jumbo version. I've had this for a bit just because I've been holding on to it and waiting to show you. You know why? I took a little break and I got something to eat real quick, so the lip gloss kind of wore off. I'm gonna answer a few more of your questions because I'm not gonna leave answering like 5 questions. Who am I? I promise I don't sit here and like calculate when I'm gonna answer these questions, but I always accidentally leave like relationship questions at the end. Questions that stand out. One is like, if I think you can be friends with your ex. Honestly, in my opinion, I don't feel like you can be friends with an ex. I personally wouldn't be friends with an ex. I feel like when a relationship's over, it's over, and it's like, there's a huge difference between an ex and like someone you talk to, if that makes any sense. Like being in a committed relationship is so different than just like talking to someone or even dating them. You guys also asked about my thoughts on like 50-50, meaning like, let's say you go out to eat, you pay for your meal, they pay for their meal, like just to clean halfsies. And honestly for me, and I'm really trying to be very intentional with the things that I say, I only think about like the sentiment of the situation. When I spend money on someone, I never think it's owed back to me. I also come to terms with the fact that I like nice things. I like expensive things. I like eating nice foods. I like doing nice things. Any person that I would choose to be with, I want to experience those nice things together, and I'm also never expecting like someone to pay for everything for me. I'm like not entitled like that. I do not believe in tit for tat. I do this for you, now you do this for me, or like we are just separate. Like when you love someone, like it's a selfless thing. Like you want to do nice things for each other, and it shouldn't be like, I don't know. I really don't want to speak out of ignorance because I do know like money is a real thing, but I also feel like in a way, at least like if you don't have any other added like adult responsibilities and you're just dating in general, if like money is going to be that big of a thing where like you genuinely need to be 50-50 on everything, and like that's gonna be an issue, maybe you shouldn't really be dating. Like maybe you should probably get that part of your life situated. So as for my personal red flags are that I look out for in people, in general, it's gonna be a character flaw that I'm looking at. I only judge people by their character, like literally the person that you are. It's the only thing I'm gonna watch and like pay attention to. Everything else is like very secondary to me. When it comes to people, I just pay attention to how they move. Like, are they manipulative? Do they have a tendency to lie about like little things, and why do you lie about those things? Do you have a tendency to be judgmental? I do not like to be around people that are judgmental because it's like, to me, it just shows insecurity. I'm gonna sound like a Pinterest quote right now, but like everyone really is like beautiful in their own way, in their own unique way. Everyone has like something about them. Character is everything. Like you can be the cutest person of my life, but like if your mindset and like literally the way that you think fundamentally, fixed and unevolved mindset, and you're just okay with being that way, I'm so immediately turned off. Like, I'm not going to be around you, and I'm definitely gonna stray away from that. One of you guys asked if I could say something to my younger self, what would I say? Give myself and others grace, and it's a part of like letting go. Just because something is the way it is now doesn't mean it can't change, and that goes for me and for everybody. Your perspective on things gives you a lot of power, and I think it's really important, like what I allow to affect me and my emotions and my happiness, whether it's my own thoughts or what people say to me. I'm super picky with what I consume. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I love you. I'm gonna start filming for a week in my life. Excited for it. I've never done that style of video, so we'll see how it goes.